The reality is crypto fortunes, empires are built over time.
Cryptoslo, cryptocurrency news and investing.
Cryptoslo with more crypto gains. What's going on, guys? I'm super excited to talk about tonight's video, and that is crypto empires are not built overnight. And the reason I'm putting this video out there is I see how quickly everyone is attacking each other when Elephant Money took its first dip. The first dip, and everyone goes bonkers. It's a scam. It's this. It's that. And then they're like, these influencers, they're biased. Okay, number one, I have over 1,000 videos I've made. Okay. The primary purpose of my channel has always been education. I've taken you from adding your first token to your MetaMask to NFTs to interacting with contracts to hyper compounding on Venus, DeFi Summer. I've been there for everything. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about how to buy, sell, hodl crypto, find your groove, and do it without getting wrecked, okay? And if you do get wrecked, how to respond with that, how to respond like an adult, okay? So the primary purpose of my channel has always been education, and I do not do paid promos. I see people throwing that out. I just don't do it just because of conflict of interest. The things I talk about in this channel are things I've invested in because I choose about it and I believe them. That doesn't mean you need to believe in them. It's one way. There's a bazillion projects. There's many ways to go. That's why I always encourage you to follow a lot of different sources of content, so that you can try to stay abreast to what's going on in the crypto space. But back to tonight's topic, and really it's about some case studies. I'm not a type of person that goes and attacks other channels. I've seen some of the YouTubers as of the late attacking Elephant Money. All of a sudden they switch their positions, which shows no conviction. If you know of my OG crypto wisdom, you only get in projects that you have conviction in. And the reality is crypto fortunes, empires are built over time. I saw one particular, I'm not going to name a name because that's just not my style. It's low class. They said that I'm biased towards Elephant Money. I'm not biased. I've been in for 3 years. 3 years. Okay? This didn't happen overnight. I've continued to DCA into the project. And that's one of my first topics I'm going to talk about, is the difference on my channel and a lot of other channels is I'll do a little degening, like 1% of my portfolio, 0.5%. But my conviction projects, I'm in. I'm ride or die. I'm moon or zero. Okay, that's how you make a lot of money. Okay, I've been an elephant for 3 years, and if you're in the Telegram, I've posted my buys. I've made 1 million DCAs. Okay, so that's a big number one takeaway, is that DCA is your friend. That a DCA basically is the difference between you and a degen. A degen is going to put an irresponsible amount of money into something instantly, and then if the price moves at all, they have no dry powder left to do anything. They're locked. They're either locked as a loss, or they just have to ride it out, and they have no way to reaction. That's a poor plan. But the reality is I've been DCing into Ella for almost 3 years. So when someone says I'm biased, I'm just like, seriously? Like, I've been DCing into the project, and I try to build a position of conviction, and I hodl it. And I've told you I could take some profits along the way, but my goal is to ride this to 2025, okay, into the bull market. That's when it makes sense to take some profits, heavy profits. And even then, I can still hold my position and take those profits. So, I just want to get that out of the way. Elephant Money, I've been in forever. I make DCAs, and that's the difference between a DGen and an investor, is the investor continues to DCA. All right, that's case study number 1. Case study number 2, BNB. Okay, I rode BNB for a year and a half and hyper compounded and DCA'd into a 2,000 BNB position, like $1 million position. Do you think when I was DCAing along here that it, like, if I would have sold for a quick profit, I would have ever got these insane gains? No, I DCA'd. I kept DCAing because I saw the meta and I was like, I like the TBL and I had conviction, and then I just kept buying. Okay, Matic. I built my Matic position during DeFi summer to a 500,000 Matic. 500,000. And I was hyper compounding on Aave. And I was completely transparent, and I put that out there of what I was doing. And those that followed me made a shit ton of money. But no one would have thought it was going to go from a few cents to $2, right? But I saw it, I took the conviction, and I kept buying. I kept DCAing, okay? And that's how you make the money. Now, you could say, you could DCA and it'll just continue to go down. That's possible. That's why you need to have multiple projects in your portfolio, okay? Grapes, I've been talking about this. Grapes, I think, is positioned to be one of the biggest Web3 gaming Web3 platforms in existence. I am trying to build a $1 million position, and Grapes, multi-million dollar position. Okay, we got the Grape Coin IGO coming up, initial Grape offering. We have the NFT appreciation. We have the games. We have buybacks. There's going to be bonus. The team is based. They're building, and that's what I say. Focus on the builders. Okay, Sats case study number 5. I made this very clear. This price action is nothing, okay? I've continued to DCA regardless of the price because I understand. Now it's up today quite a bit. Actually, there's some really good volume, but I could sell this now for like 10, 20 grand in profit. But the reality is, I'm having the conviction to DCA, and I will continue to accumulate my sats into a certain point, riding up to the bull run. Because I told you, I made a video on this. I think sats is going to melt faces. But here's the thing. You have to be willing to continue to DCA. Okay? Zen. Absolutely annihilated. But I love it. I will continue to DCA. Now, Zen's a little different because the way I DCA into Zen is by minting more NFTs. And people are like, you're crazy, Zen's going down, blah, blah, blah. Listen, man, it's not my first rodeo. And this is how the money is made. I have the conviction that I think now Zen's a different kind of pony here. Zen could take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, okay, to moon. And there's no guarantee at the end of that tunnel. But if you understand the mechanics and how things work, you'll understand that at some point this could likely moon. Not financial advice, but I have to, even this difference in price, 0.002 to this, the 6 zeros 29, it won't matter if Zen's a penny, right? It won't matter. And people are like, that's absolutely impossible. There's no way Zen will go to a penny. We'll see. Okay. But the reality is I have to have the conviction to DCA into this project the whole time. So that is DCing. That is investing. That's a difference. Now, if you're a trader, that's not what my channel is really about. Did you buy the top? Then DCA. Now, let's talk about DCA strategies. Okay. Number 1, have a budget. Don't spend your entire stack in a single trade. If you have $1,000 for a project, you're probably better off to break it up into 5, 6 buys over time so that you catch the best average and you have your conviction. Okay? And that's probably the risk management thing that people don't really talk about. They're like, I'm degening this, I'm doing that. And the reality is you'll probably get wrecked if you have no dry powder. I've told people, like, have you dipped into your all your stables? And I'm like, absolutely not. I always have holdback. That's something I learned from a cycle or two ago, is you always have some dry powder for just whatever, black swan events or whatever. Number two, with the DCA strategy, you must have conviction. There's no guarantees and no refunds in crypto. Okay, so if you have a project you really like, you either DCA, dollar cost average, until you break even and then sell and exit, or you just DCA to build a position. That's called accumulation. And then you wait for the big dollars. Okay, the 50x, the 100x. And everyone's like, oh, they're so lucky they got a 50x, 100x. No, it's because they had conviction. Let's see. If you get wrecked, stay accountable. If you make a bad trade, write it off your taxes. Okay, that's often overlooked on people. If you had a bad trade, bad project, or rug, write that crap off your taxes and move on, man. Focusing on the spilt milk in your glass will never be full. And remember, at the end of the day, the only person that you have to blame for losing or making money is yourself. And I'll tell you, staying accountable, I mean, I've been wrecked a million times, man. But you know what? I'm up. Because I'm diversified across multiple projects. I keep dry powder. I DCA. I have conviction. And this is the time that conviction is the most important, because you need to be picking projects which are going to roll into the bull run. Focus on those builders, not false promises, not delays, not BS. People that are building and delivering, you have a much higher chance of succeeding than someone that is just bullshitting you around with the delays and whatever and hopium. Okay, go for the builders, but that's about all I can say, And a message to the YouTubers out there, like, especially if you're a smaller channel, you just started off, YouTube's a grind. You're better to focus your energies on positivity and showing people opportunities. If you're dedicating your channel to hit pieces against other people, it's just, I'll tell you, you'll burn out, man. I've been in this game a long time, and it's a grind, but at the end of the day, it's totally worth it. I've probably had 25, 30 people tell me personally that they followed some of the projects or did some of the stuff I did, and they're millionaires now. So, not financial advice as always, but stay connected, stay accountable, and DCA, and be an investor and not a trader, if you want to sleep at night. So with that being said, this is Cryptoslo. I appreciate you. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking out.